Hey everybody, I hope you had a great day yesterday. If there's any questions on what we did with the area and perimeter of similar shapes, please reach out to one of your teachers so that we can help you out either with a Google Meet session or just through email or anything like that. If you didn't have a chance to finish the work from yesterday on the big ideas, please do that. In addition to today, I'm going to put in the classwork grades today for the marking period. So, if you didn't do it and you see that you didn't get full credit, make sure you reach out if you think that you did complete it, or if you think that, you need some extra time, we could probably figure it out and give you some time to finish it. But for today's lesson, we're going to continue with the perimeter and area of similar shapes. We're going to work with it in a little bit different aspect. We're going to talk about what happens when you double the dimensions, or when you triple the dimensions, or when you're multiplying all the dimensions by a factor. So here it says find the perimeter and area of a rectangle with the dimensions 3 inches by 4 inches. If you double the dimensions, what will the new perimeter and area be? Alright, so first thing we have to do is we have to find out the area and perimeter of the first rectangle. So it said 3 inches and 4 inches, right? So a terrible rectangle. So we have 3 inches, we have 4 inches. So if I want the area, well, that's easy. It's 3 times 4. So that'll be 12 inches squared. If I want the perimeter, I add up all the sides. Remember that if this side's 4, then this side's 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. So the area is 12 inches squared, and the perimeter is 14 inches of the original. Now, for this problem first, we're just gonna double the side lengths, and then we'll see what the area and perimeter is, and then we're gonna see if we can see any kind of comparison between the two. So if I double the side lengths of this, so if I double 3, what would that give me? Well, that would give me 6, right? So I'd have 6, and then if I double 4, I would have 8. So a 6 by 8 rectangle would be if I doubled it. Now, the first thing we'll find is the area. So the area of my new purple rectangle here would be 48 inches squared. And the perimeter, if I added all the sides together, 6 plus 6 would be 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 8 is 28. So 28 inches. Alright, now I want to do is I want to look at something with you. So if we look at the perimeter, to get to 14 to 28, what would you have to multiply 14 by to get to 28? Well, if you said 2, you'd be right. So if you double the dimensions, then you're also going to double the perimeter, which makes sense, right? So if you double the dimensions, you double the perimeter. Now, if you double the dimensions, we're not doubling the area, but what's happening here is, so the dimensions got doubled, right? So they got multiplied by 2. Well, remember, area is a two-dimensional measurement, so we're going to square what it's going up by. So it got doubled, so since it's area, we'll square it. 2 squared is 4. 12 times 4 is 48. So that means that if we're doubling the side lengths, that means that we're multiplying the area times 4. Because 2 squared is 4, so that's why we would multiply the area times 4 to get the new area. Alright, so then that's just a faster way to find out what the area and perimeter are without having to double the sides. So now the next thing we're going to do is I want to actually take this to the next slide. Because it says the original 2-inch by 4-inch rectangle had its side lengths tripled. What would be the area? What would be the perimeter? So this was the area and perimeter of the original rectangle. So if we had its side lengths tripled, well, perimeter is a one-dimensional measurement. So if the side lengths were tripled, it means that the perimeter is going to be tripled. So if you multiply 14 times 3, well, 14 times 2 would be 28. 28 plus 14 would be 42. So you'd have 42 inches. Now for the area, remember area is a two-dimensional measurement. So if the side lengths are tripled, well, that means that you would not multiply the area by 3, but you'd multiply it by 3 squared. 3 squared is 9. 12 times 9 would be 108. So the area is 108 inches squared. So that's what makes it a faster way of doing it. So you just multiply the perimeter by what the side lengths are getting multiplied by. So since they're being tripled, it's by 3. So you multiply the perimeter by 3. And for the area, you multiply it by 3 squared. Since it's a two-dimensional measurement, which gives you 9. So 12 times 9 is 108. If there's any questions with this at all, or if you think I made a mistake or anything like that, please write them down on the Google Doc that's attached to Google Classroom. But we have one more example to go over. So a swimming pool is similar in shape to a volleyball court. Find the perimeter P and the area A of the pool. So here is our pool. Here is our volleyball court. So it says that they're similar in shape. They want us to find the perimeter and area. Now, the area of the volleyball court is 200 yards squared and the perimeter is 60 yards. It has a length here of 10. Now there's two ways you go about this. If this is 10 and the area is 200, well, we know that the area of a rectangle is the length times the width. Right? And then we would know that length times width would equal 200. And then you could find out that the width is 10, so you'd say 10L or 10W, either way. So you divide both sides by 10, L would equal 20. Now from there, you can use this information to figure out what this side length is. There's also another way to do it. What would we have to multiply 10 by to get to 18? It's not a very nice number, but it's something that we could figure out. So what would I multiply 10 by to get 18? What that's going to be is, that's going to help me decide what happened to the side lengths, because if they're similar, whatever they got multiplied by, the perimeter, I could just multiply by that same number, and I'll get the perimeter. The area, I could just square that number that I get, and that will become what I have to multiply the area by to get to the new area. So what do I multiply 10 by to turn into 18? So I'll divide both sides by 10, and I get x equals 1.8. So 1.8 is what we call the scale factor. It's what you'd multiply this by to get to this. So it wasn't quite doubled, it was multiplied by 1.8. So if I want to find the perimeter of the new shape, well, I would just do 60 times 1.8. Alright, so what we can do is 60 times 1.8 would be 108. So the perimeter of the pool is 108 yards. Now the area, to find the area, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take the scale factor and I'm going to have to square it. So I'm going to have to do 1.8 squared and 1.8 squared is 3.24. So with that number, what we're going to do is we are going to multiply 3.24 times the area, and that's going to give us the area of the pool. So if I do 3.24 times 200, and I get 648. yards squared. All right, so to find the perimeter, we find out what the scale factor is, right? We see what do we multiply 10 by to get to 18, and then we take that number and we multiply the perimeter. That's the perimeter of the new shape. To find the area, we take that scale factor, that 1.8, we square it, and then we multiply the area of the volleyball court by that to get the new area. So this 20 yards we actually didn't really wind up needing. You could use it if you wanted to. Once you knew that 1.8 was a scale factor, you can multiply 20 times 1.8 and then get, let's say 20 times 1.8 is 36. So this would be 36. So you could just use that information then to find the area and the perimeter. So, there's two different ways to do it, and either way is fine. But this is what we're doing for today. So there's a couple of problems on big ideas. I know it's kind of difficult. So if you need help, please reach out to somebody, ask for help. I can even walk you through the problems on big ideas. If you're having trouble, don't worry about submitting it at an exact time. We can do it later on in the afternoon. But yeah, I hope you guys have good luck with this. And if you need help, please let me know. All right, bye.